Hey everyone, I thought I'd jump on here real quick and show you some of the little scrunchies I've been making. I've been using lots of different material, just trying things out. So this one is like a quilter's cotton. This is like almost like a polyester, like a silk type material. And this is like a fleece material. And I've got some fun red, oh it's so soft, material that I'm gonna make a scrunchie with. So stick around with me and I'll show you how to make these scrunchies. Okay, so the supplies you're going to need for this are quite minimal. You're going to need a piece of fabric that is anywhere from 3.5 to 4 inches by 21 inches. You'll need an 8-inch piece of elastic, a safety pin, and some scissors, and of course your sewing machine. So let's get going. First thing you need to do is to take your material, and on one end, on the wrong side of the material, you're just going to fold back about 1/4 to 1/2 inch, and that's going to just make it easier when we go to finish the project. Then what I do is I just take my material and I fold it so that the end that we folded down is meeting up. And I'm just going to put a little pin in here just to hold it. This material is quite slippery, so I'm just going to put a pin in here to hold it. And now we're going to go to the sewing machine. Alright, so here we are at the sewing machine. I have my bobbin thread and my top thread as red, just to match the material that I'm using, and I'm using about a 2.4 inch stitch length. So, and all we're going to do is just from the folded edge where we folded that little piece over, we're going to sew all the way down, and some material, there we go. We're just going to sew all the way down using about 1/4 inch seam. Just line everything up. And just keep sewing all the way to the end. And I do backstitch at the front and the back. All right, so here's our little piece. Okay, so here we are. We have our little piece sewn together. I'm just trimming off that thread. So now what we need to do is we need to turn this right sides out. So you can attach your pin and do it that way, or you can just put your thumb in here and slide it through. That will depend on the type of material you have. This is a fairly stretchy type material, so it's going to turn easier than like a thicker cotton, for example. Yeah, so I'm just going to turn that, and you can also use a chopstick. So you're just going to place the chopstick inside and just push that out. Just be careful, you don't want to tear your material, but yeah, you can just push that out. There you go. So now we're ready to insert the elastic. Take your safety pin and your elastic. You're just going to put your pin through the elastic, and we're going to start feeding the safety pin with the elastic through the center of this. The one thing you want to be careful of is that you don't lose this end in there, otherwise you have to start all over. So I just kind of put it between my 2 fingers here and hold on to it and just push the safety pin through. Ooh, see, I let go of it. Don't want to do that. All right. So once you get the elastic out from the other end, take your safety pin off. Now you can take it over to your sewing machine if you want and line these up like this and do a zigzag on there, but honestly, I just tie a knot. So match up your ends, give it a tug, and just pretend you're tying like a balloon or something, and tuck those ends through there. And you want your knot to be as close to the ends of your elastic as possible, but you don't want it too close because they could come undone if it's too close to the edge. Okay, so there we have that. Now all we're going to do, so find the piece that has the little 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch piece folded in, and what we're going to do is we're going to take the other end and we're going to slide it in there. But before you do that, 2 things. I like to take the knot and hide it back further away from this open edge. So I just push it in the hole and then just kind of slide it so that it's away from that edge. There, so right now my knot is about here. I'm just going to make sure that my fold is all tucked under here. Nice. And then we want to make sure that this seam is on the outside edge all the way around. You don't want it twisted. So take the couple seconds that it'll take you and make sure that seam is on the outside. So now my seam is all the way around here. All I'm going to do is take the edge that's open that hasn't been turned under, and I'm going to insert it into the piece that we did fold the little 1/4 inch seam in there. And I try to go no more than a 1/2 inch. Okay, so once you get that all done, now we're going to go back to our sewing machine. Whoops, I just pulled it out. We're just going to go back to our sewing machine and we're going to do a stitch right along here just to seal that off. All right, so here we are back at the sewing machine and we're going to just stitch up that opening close. So we've tucked in the raw edge into the piece that was folded, and we're just going to run a stitch. And you just do a little back stitch, get to the end, do a little back stitch, and that's it. So I'm just going to trim out my threads here. And that's it. You have your little scrunchie. And there you have it, a quick and easy little tutorial to make a scrunchie. These are probably good for a kid size. If you wanted to make an adult size, I would go, so our material was 3.5 to 4 inches by 21. I would go probably 5 inches wide by 25, somewhere in there. And then I would use probably a 10-inch elastic. These will work for an adult. If you have thick hair though, you'll have a hard time getting this. Now I have very fine hair, so I can get away with using the kid size scrunchies. So I really hope you enjoy this tutorial. I hope you try them out. They're quick and easy and fun, and you can make them in like 5-10 minutes tops. Well, 10 minutes tops anyways. So I hope you enjoy this and you have a great day. Thanks now. Bye.